Hello everyone, good morning, welcome to here. I'm in the same outfit as my other video, okay? Let it go. Let it go. Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about something. Today we're going to talk about Pythagoras tuning and what the heck that is. And what it is a terrible tuning system. It's very bad. We'll talk about why that is. So Pythagoras tuning was created by Pythagoras. Spoiler alert. You know, like the Pythagoras, the one. You know the triangle man? Triangle man. The same one. It's the same one. Great at triangles. Not so great at tuning. You're good at one T, you're not good at all the T's. And so before we get into the actual substance of Pythagoras tuning and what it is, we need to first talk about tuning systems and what those are. And so a tuning system is a system we use to tune our instruments to divide the octave of the musical alphabet. And so what that means is when we play a note, any note, okay, let's take this open A string, which has a hertz of 110. I always use this one as an example just because it's an even number, you know. So anyways, its octave is going to be double the frequency, so 220, which would be this note up here. And so great, our octave notes are double the frequency, 110 to 220. But now we have other notes in the middle here, don't we? We have other notes in the middle here. What do we tune them to? Well, that is what tuning systems are. They establish the frequency ratio between the notes that are in between the octaves, okay? Yeah, that's what it is. And so Pythagoras tuning is just one of those systems. It's one of them, you know? And so now let's get into what that system is. And so the hallmark of Pythagoras tuning, and let's call it Pi 2. Let's call Pythagoras tuning Pi 2, just because it's silly. Pi 2 divides the notes in an octave by a ratio of perfect fifths, which is 3 to 2. 3 2? 3 for 2? I don't know how to say ratios, but that's what it is, okay? That means we'll be establishing the frequencies of all our notes by multiplying 1.5 to our previous note. So, and why 1.5? Because 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. And so by the way, in music math, you're gonna hear a lot about ratio talk, okay? Ratio talk, okay? It's not very good talk. I call it hate speech. So when you see a ratio, just divide it to get its multiplier, like 1.5. It just makes it easier to conceptualize, you know? And so great, we'll multiply our previous note to 1.5 and we'll get the frequency of our next note. So if we go 110, multiply that by 1.5, this thing isn't on, is it? We get 165. And so now here's where things get a little bit messy, okay? Because unlike other tuning systems, okay, we do not move up the musical alphabet linearly in order. Okay, we don't do that. Tuning with perfect fifths does not mean only using the perfect fifth ratio. It also means that the frequency we calculate is the frequency of the perfect fifth of the note we are currently on. We're gonna go through examples, don't worry. So we're currently working on that A note, right? And the perfect fifth of A is E. So the E note in our musical alphabet is going to have a hertz of 165. In Pi 2 tuning, okay? This is exclusive Pi 2 tuning. Pi 2, really, it's Pi 2. Pi 2. And so great, so that's what the process is. So we'll keep going. So we will be on our E note now, right? So we'll do 165 times 1.5 and we get 247.5. And so now what note does this frequency belong to? Well, it belongs to the perfect fifth of E, which is B. And but here is where our second messiness comes along. 247.5 is greater than our octave 220. Okay, that's a problem. That's a problem. 247.5 is the frequency of the B note in the octave above the octave we're working in. And I'll link a video where I talk about octaves, okay? It'll make a little bit more sense if you don't know. So what we need to do in this case is do something called octave reduction, which is the process of bringing this 247.5 note frequency down to the octave that we are currently working in. And it's very simple, don't worry about it. All you have to do is divide it by 2. That's it. It's really pretty simple. 247.5 divided by 2, we get 123.75. And so that's the B note frequency of the octave that we're in. B note, 223. And so then we'll just keep doing this. We're just going to keep doing this, okay? So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it together. Bicycle, 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 bicycle. Bicycle. So we are on the B note now. We'll take 123.75 times 1.5. We get 185, which will be the frequency of B's perfect fifth, which is F sharp. And we keep going, okay? 185 times 1.5, and we get 278, which is above 220. So we'll octave reduce cut it by half, and we get 139. And 139 is the frequency of F sharp's perfect fifth C sharp. Moving up, 139 times 1.5, we get 208. Great. That is the frequency of G sharp. And so now we're on G sharp. We're gonna do 208 times 1.5, and we get 313, which is above 220. No bueno. Cut it in half. Cut it in half. Cut it like a pie. And we get 156, which is the note of D sharp. Then we'll multiply that by 1.5 and we get 234. Again, we got an octave reduced. Cut it in half and we get 117, which is the frequency of D sharp's perfect fifth A sharp. Don't forget to call your doctor. Tell him that you want a lollipop. Multiply that by 1.5 and we get 176, which is the A sharp's perfect fifth E sharp. And E sharp is really just F. Still sneaky buggers. So it's the frequency of F. Then we'll multiply that by 1.5 and we get 164 divided by 2 and we get something else. We get another number. We get 132, which would be the frequency of the C note. Then we'll multiply that by 1.5. We get 198, which is the frequency of the G note. Multiply that by 1.5, we get 297. Cut it in half because it's above 220. It's not being very nice. Cut it in half, and we get 148, which is the frequency of the D note. Multiply that by 1.5, and we get 222, which is the frequency of the D's perfect fifth A. Oh, well, what do we have here? My. That's not the frequency of our octave A, is it? Our octave A should be 220. Pi2, what you doing there? We have just stumbled upon the reason why Pi2 tuning so Pi2 terrible. The system of tuning to perfect fifths does not mathematically lead us back to our octave frequency. And it should. It should. The math's all bad. You gotta take the math, throw it in the garbage like bad milk. We are 2.99 hertz over our target 220. So what do we do with it? Oh, well, here's the bad news. Here's the bad news. One of the notes has got to take the fall. It has to absorb the extra 2.99 hertz. And it's going to have to be the last perfect fifth, the D note. Sorry. Sorry, D. So sorry. Not my fault. Blame Pi2. And so this little this overflow of hertz in our octave is what we call the Pythagoras comma. Or comma? The Pi2 co, you know? And so what does this mean? Why is this so terrible? Well, it means that any scale you use that uses the Pi2 co is gonna sound terribly out of tune. And it's just sad for everyone involved, you know? Yeah. And so that's all, everyone. All right, that's it. That's Pi2 tuning and why we don't really use it anymore. I'll go over other tuning systems like just intonation and the equal temperament that we currently use. But this is Pi2, you know? And I think I should probably apologize to Mr. Pi. Mr. Pi, to be fair, I don't think he invented the system. I think he was just explained mathematically what people were already doing. So it's not his fault. Sorry, Pi2. Sorry, Pi2. Love you. I love you, Pi2. I love your triangles. They're so cute. So that's all, everyone, okay? That's it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna get some Kleenex. Hold on, don't move. I exercise my calf muscles. And now I have to walk bent like this. And so that's all, okay? Here's what I want to talk about, okay? Are you ever watching YouTube or watching something and then you get an ad for something that is so not for you? And you're like, oh dear, whoever sold you my data scammed you. Once I was watching something and I got an ad for Harvard University. And I said, oh, you got the wrong girl. So that's all, okay? This is it. This is all I want to talk about. I'm perched on a basket. I'm perched on a basket. I don't know why we're still here. I want to ride my bicycle. Don't forget to go to megachurchmusic.com for the 70s and guitar ebooks. Okay, we got 2 of them. 70s and guitar study ebook. It's a chord, scale, theory reference book, all organized in a cage system. And we got the beginner guitar guide. It's gonna help you on your beginner journey. Everything you need to learn at the beginning of playing guitar is in the book. And both of them got cookie recipes, so I don't know what you're waiting for. And keep an eye out for the Key to Music Theory World Tour course. Coming soon, we're gonna talk about the absolute fundamentals of music. How keys are built, where scales come from, what is a key, what are they for? What's up with John Cena? It's all in the course, you know? That's coming out soon, it's not out yet. Not out yet. Not out yet. Thanks for calling Mom Against Jelly Beans hotline. How can I help you? That's all, okay, everyone? Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all that you do. Don't forget, if you get stuck in a sandpaper hurricane, you're just gonna have some exfoliated skin. It's not so bad. Stop your crying.